It's that time. Are you winter sowing? I wasn't going to winter sow, but I want flowers in my 2025 spring garden. So if you'd like to see what I'm sowing, stay tuned. Hello and welcome to the channel. In tonight's video, I am in the garage greenhouse grow space and I have some flower seeds that I'd like to sow. I have a container in front of me with some soil in it, just some makeshift containers that had different types of fruit in them that I've used for a couple of years. I'm going to get them potted up. They already have moistened soil, and I'm going to get these outside. So let's sow some seeds. It is raining outside. It is cold and windy. So I'm in the garage working on trying to sow some seeds so that I can have some flowers for spring. I have a number of different seeds here. I've got a couple of different zinnias, a couple of different echinacea, some dahlias, some bluebells, bells of Ireland. I have some alyssum, some Shasta daisies. I might even grow this white marigold. I don't know. I have a forget-me-not and a milkweed for the front flower garden. So I'm going to try to put all of these flowers in these 3 containers right here. I am not trying to overseed. I just want a few flowers. Many of these are perennials like the bluebells, the Shasta daisy, the milkweed. Those are perennials, meaning they will come back. I have a few that are annuals, like the alyssum, the zinnias. You just collect seed for those. Echinacea, you collect the seeds, you sow the seeds, and then you will have more flowers the next spring, summer season. Bells of Ireland, same thing. You collect the seeds, and you will have your flowers again. Or actually, to me, this is not really a flower per se, because you can't really see it. It's very, very tiny in the inside, very tiny little flower, but you see more of the green foliage than you see the flower. But I really love how it looks. So I put the bells of Ireland in. So I'm just going to put a few in here. I already pulled some used plant tags. I'm going to write the names on them and stick them in. I'm going to see if I can get 2 rows with plant stakes on both sides, just a little bunch here and there, and we'll see how it goes. So let's get planting. I have marked off these 2 containers. Here and here, I have 3, and then these 2, I have 2. Now in this row right here, I'm going to put the carpet of snow alyssum, the California bluebells, and the envy zinnia are going to go right here. So I'm just going to move the soil back just a little bit. I've already fluffed it up. And I'm going to double check because I believe the zinnia lay on top of the soil. Yeah, it is a barely cover seed. So I'm not going to do much of covering of the zinnia. They're very tiny seeds. Matter of fact, I'm not going to cover the zinnia at all. I'm going to put some vermiculite over the top. And I'm just going to put a small pinch of the alyssum right here in this little spot. I hope you all can see what I'm doing. Just like that. I have a couple more on my hand, and that's it. Now you have to be mindful of your seeds if they are surface sown or if they're very tiny. You don't want to bury them because they won't germinate. They need a little light to germinate. So I'll be putting vermiculite on top of all of this. Now, the California bluebells, and I'm sorry, I didn't even show you all the alyssum that I put on there. I do apologize. I wasn't thinking. that is the alyssum that I just planted. And this is the bluebells. This is a very, very, very old seed. This seed is from 2018, and I do not know if it is going to germinate for me. Not sure at all. Now this one says it's recommended that you sow it outside 2 to 4 weeks before the average last frost date. Our temperatures are warming, but we are due to get some cold snap here or there. But I'm going to keep this covered with the top dome. I'm going to cover the top, as well as I'm probably going to put this in the greenhouse. The greenhouse is not heated. So we're going to, and I'm going to surface sow this one as well, only because these seeds are roughly about the same as the alyssum seeds. So let's get a few into my hand. And again, I don't know if these are going to grow at all. I don't need a lot of them, but I am going to take a pinch and put them right here. And I'm hoping that nothing is going to get mixed up so that when I do get them growing and I can up pop them and then put them out in the garden, they don't get mixed up, because I'm planting blues and whites and 1 or 2 multicolor, as well as green and lime. So I have a theme going. Now this is an annual, so it is not going to come back. I'll have to sow seeds for that. But this particular California bell reminds me of a flower I saw in Europe. So that's why I wanted to sow that one. Now the next one is this Envy Xenia. And the reason why I got this seed is because it is like a lime green. And I want to put varying different colors in my white gardens, not just white flowers. I want there to be some green, different variations of green and whites. If there's a hint of yellow, that's fine too. A little bit of blue as well, because my house is like a bluish gray. So I'm trying to pull some of those colors into the front garden. Now I'm looking at the zinnia seeds. It takes 35 days to bloom, of course. They're full sun. They'll do great on the front of the house. Thing about zinnia seeds is they can be a little bit big, so they will need to be up under the soil. And this packet is a new packet, so I have to open it. I know you all can't see, but here are the zinnia seeds. Lots of beautiful zinnia seeds. Now I want a lot of zinnias, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a pinch of zinnias right here, just a small pinch, and I'm going to cover it up because zinnias need to be covered. And I think what I might do is I'm going to go over here as well, right next to that little patch, and put a little pinch, cover it up, just like that. And then I'll find another space and plant some more zinnias, because I want zinnias in several different locations of the house. Now that's just a small little pinch. That's probably going to go in like maybe 1 pot, not enough. So we need to get some more zinnias going. All right, now the next row, let's see what I have here. I have some, what do I have? Is that dahlias? Let's take a look and see. I can't read from that far away. The next seed is going to be a nicotania. It is an Indian peace pipe. I hope you can see that. I've never grown this before. This is indeed an annual. It's a full sun to part shade. So I'm not quite sure where this is going to go. I was hoping to be able to put this in the white flower garden in the back. It definitely can't go in the white flower garden in the front of the house because that's full sun. And this one will not be able to tolerate the full sun. So let's see how big these seeds are. Let me open up this packet to see if they need to be oh yeah, this is going to be surface sown. These are very tiny seeds. You barely sow. You can't even see these seeds. They're so tiny. Wow. Very, very tiny. They're going to take a really long time to germinate. They are like dust. Interesting. It's a very interesting looking plant. The flowers are tubular. And the reason why I got it is because I want to draw hummingbirds into the yard. There were a few hummingbirds last year, and I was hoping that this would be something that the hummingbirds might like, but I just don't know. We'll see. The next one is an echinacea. It is a purple and white echinacea. I do want to put a significant amount of echinacea in the garden. And I already know that this is not a tiny seed. This is a full sun seed. Now, I don't want this to go in the front of the house because it's a mix of pink and white. And so this one is going to go probably in the cut flower garden. I don't want to put any pink in the white gardens. And here's the seed for these. I'm going to put a pinch right here. Hopefully I'm not overdoing it. I might be. I am going to up pot these, so no worries there. We're going to cover that up. There we go. And then the last in that row is a key lime zinnia. They are whitish or creamish and lime green. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. I do want this to also go in the front garden. So I am going to just move the soil back a bit because we already know this is a nice size seed and it will need to be buried under the soil. Not a lot, but a little bit. And that is the pinch I'm going to put right there. And they're going to be crowded, but I am going to take them and up pot them. And because I like how they look, I'm going to do the same thing over here like I did with the other zinnia. And I'm going to put a little extra pinch right next to it because I really would love to have these zinnias in my white flower garden. There we go. And press it down. So that is that. Now the next row, I've been having trouble trying to grow dahlias from seed ever since I saw another content creator several years ago start dahlias. I got this seed, probably last year sometime, early in the spring or so. And it says 24, so it's not old, but we are going to get some dahlias in here. So let me open up this pack. This is a relatively big seed as well, from what I can recall. Well, I won't say big, it's long. Can you see that? It's a longish looking seed. And this is supposed to turn into a tuber. I'm going to do all of that. That's all going to go in there. And that's what the dahlias look like. I would love to have some dahlias. So we're just going to move that soil a bit, break up that clump of coconut coir. And we're going to take this pinch and we're going to put it right there. And then we're going to cover that up just like so. Now the next one, let's see, what's the next one, you guys? Let's take a look and see. It is a, if I can find it, I want to say, what did I do with it? It's another echinacea. I might have already, nope, here it is. white swan echinacea. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Can you guys see that? That is pretty. This is a full sun to part shade. And we know the echinacea seed is a nice hardy seed, so it will need to be buried up under the soil. If I can open up this packet. This is a 2025 packet. I must have got this towards the end of the season because I haven't bought anything this year. Yeah, I haven't bought anything this year. I probably won't be buying very many seeds. I've already bought a couple, but I'm not going overboard. I'm buying what I need and a few of what I want, and I'm trying to sow more from seed so that I don't have to buy a really expensive plant from the store. Okay, so we just do the same thing. And I'm going to take a little bit of soil from over here and just plop it on the top. Just borrowing. It's okay. All right. And then the last one over here is the, let's see, Bells of Ireland. Bells of Ireland. And if y'all can hear stuff falling on the floor, I do apologize. The Bells of Ireland is a nice sized little seed. Look at that. Can you see it? So it's going to go right here in this corner. And I believe this plant reseeded itself last year. So there are going to be a few in that pot. At least there was. We'll see. So I'm going to borrow a little bit of soil. Just like that. Now that wasn't a big pinch, but that's okay. Because I do believe I still have some in the garden. And that's the Bells of Ireland. So that's my first sowing, indoor sowing of flowers. And I'm going to cover this up after I put some vermiculite on top. Let me show you all. As a matter of fact, before I do that, let me spritz it with a little bit of water. I've got my pump sprayer. The soil is already moist, but I'm going to spritz it with just a little bit of water. You need to wet your seeds to activate them. They come alive when they're wet. Now I have to be very careful with the seeds over here because they're small, and I don't want to drown them up under the soil. But I do want to get them a little bit wet. And then the vermiculite. Let's get some vermiculite. I've got it down here on the floor. And we are going to cover this with some vermiculite to make sure that they stay moist. And for those that require a little bit of light and not being sown up under the soil, that they also not only stay moist, but they get what they need as far as light is concerned. So that's that. And I can always tell if you've never used vermiculite, it will turn dark as the water begins to absorb in it. So you will know when it needs to be watered. Like right now, that would be if that soil was dry and the vermiculite was dry, it would look like that. Once it gets moistened, it turns darker. So you'll be able to tell whether or not it's time to water your seedlings. So let me speed this up, and I'm going to plant these 2 rows right here, and then I am done for the evening. I thought I was finished sowing seeds, but then I remembered that a couple of my gardening friends in YouTube land sent me some seeds this year, and I had to go look to see where I put them. So I have a white Luna hibiscus, and I don't know which one is white. So that's going to be a guess because she told me that she sent me a seed and it wasn't the white Luna. So I'm going to open up this one and see if it looks the same as the other one. Oh, it's kind of hard for me to see. I don't know. Can't tell. Can't tell. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I don't have any clue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant both of them. And I'm going to hope for the best. And if I find it's not white, then I will have to move it, because what I want to do is I want to put it in my white garden, but I don't want something that's pink in my white garden. So I'm going to put it in a pot and see if I can get it going in a pot. And once it flowers, then I'll know which one is which, hopefully. So I am going to start with the one that I'm definitely not sure about. This one says White Luna. She harvested in September of this year. I'm going to grab a couple of these seeds, just a couple, and they're beautiful round seeds too. I'm going to show y'all in just one second. Look at that. Y'all see that? I'm going to put them right here. Make sure I don't uncover those. And I'm just going to pinch it and put it right there. And that's hibiscus. Maybe White Luna, maybe not sure, but we are going to figure it out at some point when it blooms. So I'm going to put that in a little baggie, just like that. And she also sent me, let's see, this one also says White Luna, but the seeds are a little different. They are, well, they're just smaller. I can't quite say different. They're just smaller. So I'm going to take a little spot and I'm going to put it right next to that one. And we shall see. And hopefully I remember that right next to that one is another seed that's hopefully that color. So we're just going to take a pinch and we're going to put it right next to that one, and we're going to close it off just like that. Now, I also received a pink hibiscus from a different content creator friend. That would be Gardening with Wendy and I think Gardening with Lisa. I'm sorry if I'm saying y'all's channel's name wrong, y'all. It's late in the evening and I am so tired. But y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know I love you. Let's see, pink hibiscus. Gardening with Lisa. Yeah, there we go. And that is the pink hibiscus. And I'm just going to put on here Luna White. That way, just in case I do forget, I have it written down. Okay, so we are going to put a little tag right there. And we are going to put some, and they're all hibiscus because the seeds are all the same as far as how they look and the little seed pod. So they're all hibiscus. The question is, what color are they? But that's okay. I want to have flowers in the garden this year. And I didn't have as many as I would have liked to have. So we are going to rectify that one. We're going to get them in there this year, y'all. We're going to get them in. Okay, so that is that. So I've got 2 hibiscus varieties. And she also, Miss Wendy also sent me, it took me a few minutes to figure this one out. I don't know why. I just was, you know how you just sit there and you stare at something and for whatever reason it doesn't register in your mind at that moment. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, I know what that is. And I'm going to show you. I just got it. Here it is right here. I looked at this for a few minutes and I was like, okay, what in the world could that possibly be? It's cotton. I was like, oh my gosh, she did grow cotton. Oh my gosh. She grew that. And I was like, oh, how exciting. I cannot thank her enough because I was thinking about what I could do to substitute buying cotton. because I buy cotton balls and Q-tips and things like that. And I'm not trying to grow like a whole field of it, but just a little bit, see how it goes. So these are all flowers. I don't think it's going to hurt anything if I put cotton in here. So I am going to take this, even though I didn't clean off the back side. I should have cleaned off that side, but I didn't. I'll do it another time. And I will put cotton right there. And I probably won't put anything else but the cotton in here because she sent me a lot of seeds. And I really, really, really want to see if I can get some cotton going. Because I mean, that is so cool. I have seen cotton growing on the side of the road when I was traveling from South Texas to North Texas. Wow, the cotton seeds are furry. This is amazing. Let me show y'all. Hang on. Look at that. They're furry. Wow. That is amazing. Unbelievable. So I am going to put a row of cotton in here. I'm just going to plop the seeds down. And these are some really big seeds. Really nice. Uh-oh, I didn't even do that. So we're going to plop them in here. That's 5 seeds. Oh, I lost one. Hello, come back here, little cotton baby. I'm going to put 6 seeds in here. I'm going to cover them up. I may have to borrow some soil. These are some big babies. We're going to cover those up. And we are going to see if we can get us a little cotton patch growing. That's going to go in the ground, y'all. Woo-wee. That is going in the ground. Unbelievable. I'm going to have to do a little research because I know cotton grows in southern states. And so I'm going to do a little bit of research on cotton. I really haven't done any reading, but I will. Thank you so much, Miss Wendy. That was, I was stunned when I saw that. I was like, wow, never did I ever think about growing cotton, but thank you so very much. And I hope to be able to bless someone else as well, like you blessed me. So that is all I am sowing this evening. I am going to put some vermiculite on top of this, but before I do, we are going to put some water. This is rainwater. Everything that I've used tonight is rainwater. And I'm hoping I'm getting some rainwater in my barrels because it is still raining outside. I'm going to put some vermiculite and we're going to call this good. And then this is going to go, I was going to put it outside, but a couple of these are annual and they're not going to do well because even though the temperatures are relatively warm, we're in the 50s and 60s, it feels cool to me. But let me sleep on it. I might put them outside. So thank you very much for joining me in the garden this evening, the Garden Grow Green space. I greatly appreciate you spending your time with me because you could be spending time with anybody and you have decided to spend your time with me and I greatly appreciate it. So do me a favor, hit that like button, give me that thumbs up. Let me know if you like it or not. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Are you growing any annuals? Are you growing any perennials? Are you planting anything right now? Share the video, and I hope to see you either in my garage grow space, my kitchen, and if it's warm enough, in the garden out back. So until then, bye for now. Wish me luck, y'all, because I don't always have luck sowing seeds. This is a hit or miss for me. I don't like sowing seeds anyway, so wish me luck. Fingers crossed.